And so I fell into a deep sleep and began to dream.
We here at Gregory House are committed to providing the kind of relaxation and peace of mind that will make your very soul tremble.
For a person with a taste for the obscure, when one comes across something as odd yet intriguing as Gregory Horror Show, how could I resist? Another game both developed and published by Capcom, Gregory Horror Show originally derives from the Japanese CG animated series of the same name.
What am I doing walking through this forest? I remember taking the last train to the station, and then I started walking home. Where am I now?
Fortunately, for research purposes, a lot of the series is available in English on YouTube. The game closely follows the direction of the first series. What initially grabbed me was the quirky papercraft aesthetic of the characters, but don't let this fool you into thinking it's a child-friendly haunted house game. As the game progresses, the more sinister it becomes. One cold and rainy night, you happen across a mysterious hotel, Gregory House. Upon entering, you are greeted by the owner, Gregory, an odd little fellow who acts as if he's almost expecting you.
Do you need a room for the night? My. You certainly do look exhausted, don't you? Well then, I'll get a room ready for you. Perhaps you've somehow managed to lose your way. Or maybe you've just lost your mind. That was a joke. Have a pleasant sleep, my friend. You'll be needing it, believe me.
Fast asleep, you are visited by death. Don't worry, it gets weirder.
Come on now, throw away all them worries. Forget about them.
Death collects lost souls, and in exchange for helping you find your way back, he gives you the task of finding the lost souls within the hotel. Easier said than done, as these souls have been adopted, for a better word, by the staff and other guests. When awake, you have control of the character. It's the standard left analog stick movement, but if you're feeling nostalgic, there's the option to use the old Capcom turret style controls, but why would you? Things are set into motion when you investigate a noise from the room next door.
I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. Is it dinner yet?
This poor cat takes pity on you, as he himself, yes, it's a he, was a guest that became trapped here and had things done to him. He explains to you the core purpose and mechanic of the game, gathering the lost souls by learning the weakness of the person who carries one. To do this, you must follow people, listen to what they say to themselves and to each other via voyeurism and stealth. What you learn about people is kept in a logbook in your room. You record where they go, what they do and what they say on a timeline, as time is always flowing, shown by the clock in the corner. Staying at Gregory House takes its toll on your mind. So instead of a health bar, you have a mental gauge which slowly reduces over time, and if it empties, you lose your mind and remain at Gregory House forever. In order to keep it topped up, you need regular sleep and rejuvenating items such as coloured herbs. Oh, Capcom. But like in real life, you can't sleep whenever you want. If you try to sleep right after sleeping, you'll get very little sleep or none at all. Your stay at Gregory House is divided up into several nights, with more guests checking in with each one, with the method of obtaining their soul getting progressively trickier. When a soul is obtained, the character will chase you if they run into you again, and catching you is what is described as a horror show. But all this is just a short scene of them harming you in their own unique way, not much of a show really. For example, on this first night we encounter Catherine, the resident nurse, a lizard lady who carries a huge hypodermic needle, for she has a liking for drawing blood, which is what she will do to you in her horror show. And when I mean she likes drawing blood, I mean she really likes drawing blood.
Do you see this great, big, lovely needle? I know it looks shiny, but it's really very dull, and I'm going to pierce it into your red, juicy vein.
Okay then. I really hope nobody's ever ruled 34'd that. Oh god, why did I say that? Anyway, if you still have enough mental gauge to spare, you'll survive the ordeal. If not, game over. Unless you find one of the sparsely found angel herbs which will instantly restore your sanity. Other items as well as herbs can be found all around the hotel, but if you can't find a particular one, then fear not, as items you find can be exchanged for others in Gregory's gift shop, including certain key items needed for soul collecting. The occasions this happens was a bit disappointing, as finding the items through additional puzzle solving would have been more interesting instead of just go to shop and buy it. As the nights go on, more of the hotel becomes available to explore, and more guests arrive.
Sick again. Dare you trample on my brother's feelings?
Smoking is cuisine.
Tom?
I'll save you just this once, okay?
My dolly. Give it.
Danger of losing your sanity is not the only psychological and emotional condition you need to keep at bay. Looking at your status screen shows you can suffer up to 6 different afflictions which have different effects on you, including a darker or blurry screen, or the reversal of the movement controls, which I combated by turning the controller upside down. So, on top of keeping an eye on the person you're pursuing, the people pursuing you, and your mental gauge, you have to keep yourself from curling up into the fetal position under your bed. But you would be tempted to do so. Along with Catherine's sanguine addiction, other guests will do some pretty messed up things if they catch you as well. Mummy Dog will feed you serious looking drugs. Hell Chef wants to boil you up into soup. Roulette Boy will force you into his game of deadly chance. But there is no bigger threat than the person who was hoarding these lost souls to begin with. The person who has been watching your activities. The person who is really in charge around here.
Gregory? Oh, Mama!
She's been watching you. Watching you take her souls. Souls she consumes to keep herself youthful. And she is not pleased. Added to her disappointment at Gregory for failing to thwart your efforts. With the souls collected for and set free by death, he now holds up his end of the bargain. You're now free to leave Gregory House. Or are you? She finds you, she attacks you, she captures you, she incarcerates you, she doesn't lock the door? What the hell? After escaping, you stumble through the bowels of the hotel, coming across Mama's room. Oh shit! Oh, she's not in here. This is where she keeps all of the lost souls she's collected. Shelves and shelves of them. So the fact that she's pissed about losing just 12 of them, and that she doesn't come after the other guests who were in possession of them before you, just adds to her crazy old bitchness. Since she did such a bang-up job imprisoning you, let's finally leave this place. Yeah, didn't think it'd be that simple.
You won't get away from me!
Gregory Horror Show is one of the closest adaptations I've seen compared to the source material. It plays very nicely, the stealth works pretty well, and there's a genuine sense of peril when hiding from an irate guest. The fundamental goal of collecting items to win is nothing new, but the variety of personalities, methods of obtaining them and the information collecting is what makes it interesting. The initial harmless appearance quickly melts away, and as time goes on the very hotel seems to be out to get you. It manages this balance very well and is reminiscent of Silent Hill's oppressive atmosphere. And like Silent Hill, maybe the presence of Gregory House is not all it seems. Did you really stumble upon it by accident? Were the residents what they seemed? Did escaping really solve anything?